Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Dave Roberts, the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, seems to have dropped a real bombshell in the team's clubhouse, and the news is spreading like wildfire. Sources close to the team suggest that the relationship between Roberts and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the talented Japanese pitcher who came to impress in Major League Baseball, has reached tensions few could have imagined. Rumors indicate that Yamamoto's removal was not a simple or impulsive decision, but the result of a series of disciplinary incidents that reportedly deeply irritated the coaching staff. It is hard for any baseball fan to imagine the Dodgers playing without their starting pitcher, especially someone with Yamamoto's caliber, who brought internationally recognized talent from Japan. The speculation is that Roberts is trying to send a clear message to the roster. No talent, no matter how promising, is above the rules and the spirit of the team. Internally, the clubhouse atmosphere reportedly seems tense, and many players are concerned about how this decision could affect team chemistry and how they approach each game moving forward. The pressure on Roberts is immense, because he must balance discipline, performance, and the patience of fans who expect consistent victories. This situation is evolving into a drama that combines talent, authority, and expectations, leaving everyone wondering what will happen next. Yamamoto, known for his incredible pitching skills and control on the mound, now finds himself at the center of a controversy that threatens his trajectory in the United States. The player, who shined intensely in Japan before transferring to the Dodgers, apparently struggled to adapt to the American style of training and discipline, at least according to internal sources. Speculation suggests that incidents, such as being late for practices, disagreements in strategic meetings, or even minor daily infractions, contributed to the perception of indiscipline. It is fascinating to imagine the tension between an elite pitcher, accustomed to a different system, and an experienced, firm manager like Dave Roberts, who does not usually tolerate deviations within a highly competitive roster. Many fans and commentators now question whether the decision to remove Yamamoto will be temporary, serving as a warning, or if it could mark the beginning of a deeper rupture, which would affect the player's career with the Dodgers and potentially his image on the international stage. The speculation grows when considering future negotiations, as any team interested in Yamamoto will need to evaluate not only his talent, but also his adaptability and professionalism. The story unfolding here is a mixture of talent, culture, and discipline that captivates attention worldwide. Within the Dodgers, the atmosphere seems charged with whispered comments and cautious glances. Players and assistants, according to rumors, are divided between supporting the manager's decision and trying to maintain team morale. The American sports media has been relentless in raising hypotheses about the impact of removing a starting pitcher, especially someone who, on paper, could be decisive in crucial moments of the season. Japanese fans, on the other hand, appear stunned, feeling a mix of disappointment and expectation. Many anticipated that Yamamoto would be a standout in the MLB, yet now doubts arise about his adaptation and discipline. The speculation intensifies when considering Roberts' track record, known for his rigor and willingness to make unpopular decisions when team unity is at stake. This raises the question of how the relationship between the manager and the player will evolve going forward, and whether there will be room for reconciliation or if the removal indicates a definitive rupture. The narrative taking shape is complex, full of nuances and tensions, almost like a sports drama unfolding live before the public, leaving fans, analysts, and insiders eager for each new development. Insiders suggest that Yamamoto's removal is just the tip of the iceberg. Analysts speculate that Roberts' decision may have larger implications, influencing the attitude of other players and the dynamics of the roster. Leadership within the clubhouse, especially in a team as competitive as the Dodgers, is critical, and any misstep is watched with extreme scrutiny. Yamamoto, despite his talent, is now under the spotlight not only for what he does on the mound, but for what he represents, a lesson in discipline, adaptation, and professionalism. How he responds to this situation could determine his future in the league, but could also influence public perception of him. There is chatter that if the pitcher demonstrates commitment, dedication, and learning, Roberts could reconsider his position. But until then, every move Yamamoto makes is being closely monitored. The tension between individual talent and the discipline required in the American baseball environment is at the heart of this speculation, and every detail is dissected by fans and commentators, eager to find clues about the eventual resolution of this delicate situation. While the media speculates about the exact reasons behind Roberts' decision, sources close to the club indicate that the removal may have followed a specific incident that was reportedly the final straw. Unconfirmed rumors talk of a heated argument during training or behavior considered unacceptable by the team's standards. The fact that a pitcher with such talent is involved in a disciplinary controversy raises questions about cultural and professional adaptation for international players in the MLB. Many experts note that although Yamamoto possesses extraordinary skills, success in a foreign league requires more than technique. It involves respect, discipline, understanding team strategies, and adapting to team rules and culture. This narrative creates an atmosphere of tension and expectation, leaving fans divided between supporting the player's talent and recognizing the need to maintain order and respect within the Dodgers. Speculation about the duration of the removal and what must happen for his return keeps everyone attentive, as if each training session and public statement could provide hints about the evolution of this sensitive issue. Amid all this tension, the impact on the Dodgers' season remains uncertain. Analysts raise hypotheses about how the team will compensate for Yamamoto's absence, considering adjustments to the pitching rotation and defensive strategies. Speculation grows as people imagine whether other players might feel the weight of Roberts' decision, either positively or negatively. Some suggest that the manager's firmness could strengthen overall discipline, while others fear that missing a starter could affect team confidence and chemistry. Fans and experts closely observe every practice, statement, and roster movement as pieces of a puzzle that will gradually reveal the real impact of this controversy. The narrative forming is not only about a removal, but about balancing individual talent, discipline, and leadership within a team striving for excellence in every game. Yamamoto has become the epicenter of a story that mixes speculation, drama, and anticipation for a resolution that could redefine his career and the Dodgers' image throughout the season. The speculation surrounding Yoshinobu Yamamoto's future with the Dodgers has only intensified since his removal from the starting rotation, and insiders suggest that the situation may have far-reaching consequences beyond what is immediately visible. Fans and analysts alike are questioning whether this disciplinary action is a temporary measure meant to correct behavior or if it signals the beginning of a more permanent rift between the Japanese pitcher and the management. Some rumors point to the possibility that Yamamoto could be struggling not only with the cultural differences inherent in moving to the major leagues, but also with the pressure of living up to the expectations placed upon him by both American and Japanese audiences. The contrast between his past dominance in Japan and the challenges he faces now paints a complex picture of adaptation, resilience, and the clash between individual talent and team dynamics. Observers speculate that every move Yamamoto makes, from practice attendance to interactions with teammates and coaches, will be scrutinized as a measure of whether he is committed to meeting the Dodgers' rigorous standards. The tension is palpable, and the narrative unfolding appears to be about more than just a single disciplinary action. It is a lens through which the broader challenges of international athletes in the MLB are being examined, and fans are riveted by every subtle development. Speculation also surrounds the impact that Yamamoto's absence might have on the Dodgers' strategic planning, particularly in terms of pitching rotations and high-pressure game scenarios. Analysts suggest that the team may need to restructure its approach to ensure that other pitchers can compensate for the temporary or potentially prolonged loss of a player of Yamamoto's caliber. Rumors indicate that internal discussions may be focused on finding balance between maintaining discipline and maximizing the team's competitive potential. Meanwhile, whispers from the clubhouse suggest that teammates are closely monitoring how the situation unfolds, with some expressing support for Roberts' decision, while others may privately question whether removing a high-profile talent is in the team's best interest. The uncertainty generated by this disciplinary action adds a layer of tension to every practice, every game, and every decision made by the coaching staff. Fans watching from afar are caught between disappointment at seeing a promising pitcher sidelined and fascination with the drama unfolding behind the scenes, leading to endless debates on forums, social media, and sports shows about whether Yamamoto will return to form and what the consequences might be if he fails to align with the team's expectations. The speculation extends to every level of the organization, reflecting both concern and intrigue. The Japanese pitcher's adjustment to the MLB's intensity and scrutiny is another layer feeding the speculation, as insiders suggest that Yamamoto may be navigating challenges that go beyond mere technical skill. Analysts argue that his talent is unquestionable, but adapting to a new league, a new language, and the cultural expectations of a high-profile American team presents obstacles that can test even the most disciplined athletes. Rumors indicate that Roberts' decision may have been influenced not only by a single incident, but by cumulative behavior that signaled a lack of full commitment to team standards. The narrative forming around Yamamoto is therefore multidimensional. It encompasses not just athletic performance, but the broader pressures of professionalism, intercultural adaptation, and personal resilience. Fans speculate endlessly about whether Yamamoto's reaction to his temporary removal will be one of reflection, humility, and improvement, or whether tensions will escalate further, potentially leading to long-term consequences for his career in the United States. The story has become a focal point for discussions about what it takes to succeed in MLB beyond raw talent, as well as a case study in leadership, discipline, and the high stakes of professional sports at the international level. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. There's also growing curiosity about the long-term implications for Yamamoto's career if he does not successfully reintegrate into the Dodgers rotation. Speculation runs rampant that other MLB teams could be watching closely, evaluating whether acquiring a talented but potentially challenging player could be worth the risk. Some insiders suggest that Yamamoto's international reputation may protect him from the harshest scrutiny, but the reality is that disciplinary concerns in a team-oriented environment like the Dodgers could make other organizations cautious. Meanwhile, debates among fans and commentators focus on whether Roberts' firm stance is a necessary assertion of authority or a potentially damaging decision that could sideline a valuable player. Rumors continue to swirl about possible meetings between Yamamoto, his agents, and the Dodgers' front office to negotiate a path forward, with speculation ranging from formal apologies to intensive training regimens aimed at demonstrating commitment. The narrative has shifted from being solely about talent to a more complex story about expectations, adaptability, and leadership, creating a charged environment where every action is analyzed and every outcome is uncertain. Yamamoto's response over the coming weeks could define not only his current season, but also how he is perceived in the broader MLB community. Meanwhile, social media and sports pundits have amplified every nuance of the situation, fueling speculation and creating an almost cinematic tension surrounding Yamamoto and the Dodgers. Tweets, posts, and interviews dissect each statement from both the player and Roberts, with rumors circulating about potential behind-the-scenes negotiations or even hypothetical trades. Analysts speculate that if Yamamoto demonstrates dedication and humility, he could return stronger, turning a moment of controversy into a narrative of redemption. Conversely, if tensions persist, his future with the Dodgers may become increasingly precarious, leaving fans and commentators to ponder alternative scenarios for both the player and the team. The speculation has created a heightened sense of drama around a roster that is normally evaluated primarily on statistics and performance, emphasizing the human element in professional sports. Each practice, each minor decision, and each public comment are treated as potential indicators of what the Dodgers' next steps will be. This has elevated Yamamoto's story from a single disciplinary incident to a case study in international talent management, leadership dynamics, and the high-pressure environment of one of baseball's most scrutinized organizations. The ripple effects of Yamamoto's temporary removal are also rumored to affect team morale and cohesion. Sources suggest that players may feel increased pressure to comply with Robert standards, while simultaneously navigating their own expectations and ambitions. The tension may foster greater discipline within the team, yet it could also create subtle divisions, with players speculating about how exceptions or strict enforcement might affect their own roles. Fans and analysts are fascinated by the potential psychological impact, speculating whether the Dodgers' leadership is creating an environment that strengthens resolve or fosters uncertainty. Yamamoto, as the central figure in this drama, may find that every move he makes is magnified, influencing not only his own career trajectory, but also how teammates perceive fairness, accountability, and leadership. The speculation is compounded by the fact that, while the exact reasons for the removal are not fully public, insiders suggest a combination of cultural, behavioral, and professional factors, illustrating the complexity of integrating international talent into a high-stakes American sports environment. Observers continue to dissect the story, weighing potential outcomes with each passing day. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.